You are about to watch how noodles are made in a factory. Specifically, the instant noodle. We've all torn open a packet, poured boiling water, and waited 3 minutes. It's a staple of late-night hunger and minimalist cooking. But the journey from a dusty silo of flour to that perfectly curled block isn't one of simple cooking. It is a high-speed negotiation between water, steam, and a 1,000-degree flash fry. The noodle you eat is not just food. It is a structural engineering project designed to hydrate in exactly 180 seconds. To understand this, we went inside a facility that produces 1.3 million packs a day. We watched the entire line, from the raw flour delivery to the sealed packet, to see how chaos is tamed into uniformity. In this video, we'll break the process into 12 distinct phases. We'll follow the flour as it hydrates, the dough as it is forced into a silken sheet, the steam that cooks it, the oil that gives it life, and finally, the pack that seals its fate. But before it becomes that perfect square of golden curls, the dough must first learn to relax. It begins before dawn, a delivery of potential. 50,000 pounds of flour is blown into steel silos. But is it the right flour? Protein content determines the chew. Moisture determines the mix.
The separation is almost complete. Please monitor the dust levels. Copy that.
It must be
Proceeding
fine,
with analysis
uniform,
preparation.
unforgiving. Only then does the silo get a green light. The silo releases its burden. Gravity takes over. 2,000 pounds per batch. Dust becomes the foundation.
Checking agitator feed. Pressure steady. Opening flow to tank.
Water is next,
Pressure rising
but water
slowly.
is never
Monitor
just
level.
water. A precise volume is measured by flow meters. It's treated to remove minerals. Total purity for total control. "34% hydration. No more, no less." Why so precise? Too wet and it sticks to the rollers. Too dry and it cracks during sheeting. Temperature matters too. Friction creates heat.
Okay, the dough is exactly 26.5
Alkaline
degrees
salts are
Celsius.
added.
Ready for the
Potassium
next
carbonate, sodium carbonate. These give the noodles their spring, their signature yellow hue. The mix is done. It's not dough yet, it's a crumb.
The crumb falls. It looks like wet sand. Its next step is a test of pressure. "200 tons of force squeezes it. Air is expelled. This is not a gentle process. It's violence to create form. The first pass is just the beginning. Each subsequent roller applies more pressure. A laser monitors thickness within microns. If it deviates, the machine corrects itself instantly. From a crumb to a cloth, a transformation of force. This is the canvas, the blank slate before creation. The sheet is not done. It must be laminated. Imagine folding steel. Layers build strength. This creates a gluten network, a microscopic web of protein.
The qualia strands are linking effectively.
Hello. Excellent.
This
Check
web
the
is what
elasticity.
gives noodles their chew, their resistance. The dough is becoming silk, smooth to the touch. Tension is critical. Too loose and it sags. A final mist prevents the edges from drying out.
Maintaining the pressure.
The edges are trimmed. Waste is recycled back to the start. Nothing is wasted in a factory. Every crumb returns. canvas is prepped. Now it must rest. The dough enters a resting tower, a waiting room. 20 minutes of patience. No force, no pressure. Why wait? The gluten is wound tight from rolling. It needs time to relax, to unwind. Humidity is held at 80%. No skin forms on the surface. This is the invisible step, the one that separates good from great. After 20 minutes, the dough is ready. It is no longer raw dough. It is an engineered material. Now comes the moment of truth. The ribbon ends here. Its next form is 1,000 strands. A rotating blade meets a soft roller, 1,000 cuts per second. The sheet is no more. It has become a waterfall of noodles. Each strand is exactly the same width, 1.25 millimeters, thinner than a pencil lead, thicker than a hair. They fall onto a belt that carries them forward in waves. They are not straight. They will curl later, by design. Sensors count every strand. A missing one triggers an alarm. They are herded, gently, like a patient crowd. Fragments are vacuumed away. Perfection is the only standard. The waterfall is now a mat, ready to be cooked for the first time.
Line is running smoothly. Maximum steam pressure reached.
They enter the steamer, a journey into mist. 98 degrees Celsius, saturated steam, no air. The starch begins to gelatinize. The water locks in. This is the first cooking, the moment starch becomes digestible. They fuse. The waterfall becomes a fabric once more. Even the steam has a strategy. Flip for uniformity.
The noodles exit fully cooked.
Looks good.
They
Moving on to
exit
drying
fully
now.
cooked, but this is not the end. They are soft, fragile, unfit for packaging. A brief cooling sets the surface, prepares them for what comes next. Now they must learn their final shape, the curl. Each portion is dropped into a mold, a metal box of destiny. The mold forces the curl, 100 million identical waves. They enter the flash fryer, a bath of 150-degree oil. Why oil? To remove water, to preserve, to create texture. The water inside turns to steam and escapes. Oil takes its place. 60 seconds, that's all it takes. They exit bone dry, stable at room temperature for months. 300 degrees Fahrenheit, too hot to touch. The molds release their cargo. The curl is locked in forever. From flour to this, a structural miracle in 3 ounces. The blocks separate. Each one a small golden island. A metal detector scans every block. One speck and it's rejected. A puff of air removes the suspect. Relentless quality. They arrive at the packaging carousel, a rotary stage. The wrapper awaits, a printed promise of flavor. The film wraps around the block. A seam is heat sealed. The ends are crimped. Oxygen is sealed out. A blade separates the pack. 300 per minute. They tumble out, finished, sealed, ready. A final visual inspection, the human threshold.
On it.
They are still hot from the fryer. Residual heat must leave. 155 degrees, too warm for a case. A cooling tunnel drops the temperature rapidly, evenly, 77 degrees, stable, ready for the next journey. A weight checker verifies the contents, accurate to a gram. Underweight or overweight, rejected, no exceptions. A laser codes the date, permanent, unalterable. They are organized, oriented, ready for their box.
Line's looking good. Next batch is ready.
A robotic arm gathers them, 12 packs per case. Into the case they go, a home for transport.
The case is sealed. Hot glue bonds the flaps. No tape, just glue and pressure. A cleaner seal. A printer identifies the case, destination, lot number, date. A robotic arm lifts the case. Its movement is fluid, deliberate. It builds a pallet, a precise puzzle of cardboard. Every layer is rotated, strength through geometry. One pallet, 720 packs, 8 hours of production. A stretch wrapper secures the load, plastic film under tension. The pallet becomes a monolith, ready for the warehouse. The journey to the warehouse begins, a pause before the world. But even now, a test awaits. One pack from every pallet. Boiling water is added. A timer starts.
Sample 3 is ready.
3 minutes,
Temperature
exactly,
looks good.
the standard. The noodles separate. They are springy,
042
resilient.
is ready. Excellent work.
Setting the baseline. Initiating stress test sequence. Recording data point. Test complete.
A tensile test measures the bite. Too weak, and the batch is held. And then the human threshold, the final judgment before
good.
release. Passed,
Specs are
the
clear.
pallet can leave.
Releasing the batch for packing.
It leaves the factory, a sealed block of engineering, but its final journey is to a place you know. A kitchen, a bowl, a craving. Boiling water reactivates the structure. The oil releases flavor. 3 minutes later, the curl relaxes. The strands separate. The noodle you eat is the result of 1,000 decisions. From a dusty silo, a violent roller, a bath of steam and oil, to this moment, a humble staple, a marvel of industry. That is how it's factory made.